Hello everyone and welcome to episode number 55 of Adventures in Minecraft. Now if you haven't seen this crazy contraption before, that is because you've missed the last episode, and so you should really go and check that one out because it's where we built this amazing XP farm, which has just been completely fantastic. It's a completely OP farm and I'm absolutely loving using this thing. I mean, it did nearly bring me to my knees back in the last episode because I did die, lose everything, and I just had wooden tools, so it didn't bring me back to the Stone Age, it brought me back to like the Wood Age in Minecraft. I just had absolutely nothing, and I think the sacrifice was well worth it though, wouldn't you agree? I mean, currently I've got a lot of diamond armor and all sorts of things which I can now enchant very easily. I've also got some depth strider boots, which I really wish I had when I actually started building this farm, because that would have made things a lot easier walking down there in the swamp, which is basically just a completely waterlogged place. And I've also got myself some new tools, like the lovely diamond spoon here, which has been needed for a long time. And yeah, the only problem I actually found with using this farm was when you go and fire up your arrow at the TNT, sometimes 2 blocks of TNT would actually be blown up, which would mean that it wouldn't actually break the farm. Obviously, you can probably tell that it's not broken the farm just yet. But that actually happens when you use a completely OP bow like this, like Bowmaster here, which is my new completely OP bow. So because I think that's got something like power 5 or punch, I'm not sure exactly which enchantment does it, but one of them causes the TNT block above to also be lit, which is not too useful. But if you use a normal flame bow like this one here, then it does the job just fine. So apart from that, everything is working, including the auto kill functionality, which I'm not sure if I actually mentioned how that works. So if I flick this lever, there's actually a redstone clock over here, a hopper clock, which if I put some TNT into this chest right here, it will actually fire that out periodically at regular intervals. So I can actually use this farm as just a normal mob grinder as well, which is very, very useful. And also another functionality of this is if I actually go and place a TNT block down here, I can actually have that blown up automatically, as you can see, because there's some flint and steels in a dispenser right over there, and when that dispenser is powered, it can basically blow up all of the mobs for you, which is really awesome. I really like adding in all of this extra functionality. Now, I think it's fair to say that I didn't need to build such a complicated farm for the purposes of XP. There are other quicker ways to actually get 30 levels of XP without using a mob grinder. For example, something to do with kelp and furnaces and things like that. There are many different methods like those. But the reason I actually built this was it's just so fun to use. Honestly, it's just a completely crazy OP redstone project, which I really wanted to do for a long time, and it's really just fun to use, I guess. To go in there and fire up your bow and have all of these bits of TNT blow up all of the mobs and to be able to see them. I mean, I feel like I'm getting revenge, to be honest, on every creeper which has ever fallen down upon my head and destroyed everything. But what we're going to be doing today in today's episode is actually going to be based in the Nether over here. So this is actually very loud, so let me turn that down. But as you all know, in the 1.16 updates, obviously the Nether was updated, and over here in the Nether currently all we have is this Nether hub, which I built a very long time ago and didn't really end up using. All of these little entranceways were meant to go off into different directions, so I could have tunnels leading throughout the Nether and I could travel really quickly in between different places in the overworld. But now what I'm thinking is I actually want to go and reset the Nether. And all I need to do is really take out whatever I don't want to leave in here, maybe like some of these blocks and things like that. But apart from that, I really don't mind getting rid of this Nether hub and essentially starting again in the Nether. So one disadvantage of actually going into peaceful mode in the last episode is that all of these mobs, these named mobs which I had in the corners, I think I had a couple of skeletons, a creeper and a zombie, which I was keeping hostage almost, keeping trapped in these little glass blocks over here. They've all actually despawned, which is not too good, but I guess I can replace them in the future with other mobs, or maybe I won't do that again. But yeah, I'm probably not going to go into peaceful mode in this world again. I think it would have probably been a better idea just to go into easy mode or use one of Exuma's data packs, which actually stops creepers damaging blocks. Now, seeing as I am going to reset the Nether, I suppose this is a great opportunity just to test out whether this bow is actually capable of killing one of these in one hit, because if it is, then it won't actually anger all of the rest of the pigmen, or the piglins, I think they're now called. So let's see. I think if I get close enough, it will be better. Yes, there we go, that works. Okay, so that is everything important I actually had in the Nether emptied out. It was mostly just building materials like these, but now I can actually go and reset the Nether, and I will link the video which I used to do this in the description, because it's not like a conventional thing that you can do in Minecraft if you're wondering. But it should work out just fine. I've never actually done it before. But hopefully it will be really easy to do. So it turns out it's very easy indeed to actually reset the Nether. All you need to do is delete one folder, I believe, which is called dim-1, which is inside your saves folder, and that's it basically. I just need to make a new Nether portal here, and by stepping into the Nether, it will actually reset the Nether itself, which is pretty cool. So I've actually destroyed the original Nether portal cube which we had up above the surface here, and I've come down underneath my base area to put in a temporary portal over here. I'm thinking of redecorating this area obviously properly later on, but I think I can just build in a little portal here like this for now, and we can actually now head into the new Nether, which is going to be pretty interesting to see. I wonder where we'll end up. So I believe we might actually end up in the same kind of location as we were before. And no, we've ended up in the Crimson Forest biome, I believe it is. So that is pretty cool, looking pretty nice indeed. Much better than the original Nether, as you can tell. I've also come stocked up with a whole load of different things here. I've got some gold armor, so we hopefully shouldn't be attacked by any piglin mobs, which is lovely. But as you can tell, I've got a mod running here which actually tells me where all of the available spawn places are. It's to do with the light levels, and I've actually installed quite a few different mods recently, just so I can help spawn proof my area and things like that. So I should probably just turn that thing off, as it was causing a little bit of lag. But yes, we are in the Crimson Forest, and there's so much stuff to explore. Well, I've only been wandering around for a couple of seconds here, and I may have lost my Nether portal, but that's completely fine. I anticipated to do that, which is why I actually went and took the coordinates, and these are pretty cool. I think they're called Weeping Vines, and you can climb up them like normal vines, and we've also got crimson roots and some crimson fungus, and also some warped fungus, which I think is very, very useful. Oh, got this guy chasing me. So if you're wondering why I'm using the default resource pack right here, it is because, well, I mean, the textures look really amazing. Oh, they throw you pretty high. Jeez. Right, maybe I should use my bow on this guy instead. There we go. Okay, we got ourselves some cooked pork chop. But anyway, as I was saying, I've been deliberating whether to use the normal resource pack or faithful, to be honest, and I've been switching between them between episodes because I'm not exactly sure which one I prefer. But at least for the Nether, definitely the default resource pack is looking absolutely amazing. Yeah, I may have accidentally hit one of these guys. I suppose I'm just going to have to wait it out. I mean, I built this little tower, and I hope I'm safe up here. Yeah, they sound pretty angry. So I've found myself one of these, which is, I think, a ruined portal or something like that. And I'm going to gather up some of this crying obsidian, because I think that it's used in a crafting recipe for something. And I've got loads of nether cubes over here, which are annoying me. But over there is the Soul Sand Valley biome, I believe. Yep, we've got gas spawning in there. And that one was finished off pretty quickly by my amazing bow here. But yeah, I'm going to go and explore that biome next. This place is so eerie, and the sound effects are really what make it so creepy. Anyway, I've found something over here. I think it's a Bastion remnants, as far as I'm aware. And yeah, sometimes I think these guys are angry at me, but they're not. It's very creepy out here, very creepy. I think it's really getting to my head. Well, so far the most interesting thing I've found myself is a lodestone. I've only got one last biome to explore, which is the warped forest, and I think the best way to go is with one of these on one of those. Okay, well the saddle's on there. Here goes nothing. Oh my god, okay, I'm now walking on top of lava. This is great. I hope it doesn't, you know, throw me off or something, because then I have got my fire resistance potion, but, you know, I've only got a few of those. This guy is walking incredibly fast at the moment, but yes, we have found it. And there we go, we've also apparently completed a challenge. But yeah, we have visited all of the biomes of the Nether now. So I figured out that the hoe is actually the tool of choice for breaking all of these wart blocks. That is a bit of a mouthful, to be honest. And I've got plenty of these now, so I think I'm just going to replace some of these because, to be honest, I think this is the most beautiful biome that I've yet seen in the new Nether. And I know it's meant to be all creepy and everything, but to be honest, if any of you have watched Stranger Things, the normal Crimson Forest actually reminds me of the Upside Down in Stranger Things. I think all of the particle effects, which I don't actually have the particle effects turned on, but if I just do that, then you get a kind of an idea of what I'm talking about here. All of these little black particles or blue particles in this forest, in the warped forest, they're completely different from the red ones which you have in the Crimson Forest, which really do look like the Upside Down. But anyway, we have done enough adventuring for one episode. Now it's time to actually go and do some work, which is why we're going to head back to the spawn-in portal, or the kind of spawn chunks, if you like, of the Nether. But first things first, I'm going to have to find my ride, meaning my strider. Now I hope that guy hasn't despawned, but yeah, this whole warped forest is a little bit bigger than I originally thought it would be. I found my strider, but these soul speed boots, which I got traded by one of the piglins, they make some weird particles on soul sand. That's pretty cool. I don't think this will ever get old. I'm at Y level 15 here underneath the Upside Down, and that really does sound like a strange thing to say now I think of it. And we're here to mine some ancient debris, which is where we're going to get our netherite from. So you see I've got a TNT block over there, and if I can be very accurate with this, well, I actually hit the one behind that. But we've actually got a long row of TNT there, and hopefully we should expose ourselves some ancient debris before soon. And I think we've got some there, possibly. Yes, this is a surprising amount of ancient debris that we've got our hands on as our first steal here. We've got 3 pieces, and yeah, I should probably get rid of this lava before I actually pick this stuff up, before it actually burns in the lava. That wouldn't be so good. And there we have it, our first piece of ancient debris, which was nearly destroyed by lava. Let's go and get some more. Okay, so I've really been mining away over here in the Nether, and I've gone very, very far indeed, and I've made some really, really huge holes. That one goes well into the distance, very, very, very far, and I've sort of turned a 90-degree corner from where I was originally, so I've just gone very far out, and I think I've used basically about 1 full stack, probably 1.5 stacks of TNT, and this is all of the rest of the TNT, which is like another stack or so. So basically I'm going to light this, and this will be my last bit of TNT. You don't want to go that way, mate. Nope. Yeah, just stay right there. Probably not a good idea. And so far I have actually found about, I think it's 24 bits of ancient debris, or we got 23 right here. So I mean, it's taken a ridiculous time. A ridiculous amount of time. Where did he even take damage from? That was strange. To get that many pieces of ancient debris. So this stuff is really, really rare indeed. So that is 30 ancient debris in total for this mining session. And originally I wanted to get a stack of this stuff, and then I downgraded it to a half a stack, and we didn't really even achieve that. But I think that this is a pretty good total for one mining session, to be honest. And while I am saying that, I mean this mining technique of using TNT is actually really efficient, to be honest. For the amount of TNT that I had, I only had sort of 2.5 stacks, and it's really been, you know, quite amazing, and how far I've managed to go and how many blocks I've managed to expose here. If I was doing this by hand, you just using a pickaxe, I think it would be extremely difficult to get 30 ancient debris, not 80. We don't have 80 just yet. I'm very glad to be back in the overworld and out of the mines of Moria down there in the Nether. And I've got myself a smithing table, which was quite simple to make, just a couple of pieces of iron and some wood as well. And over here I've got myself 15 of the ancient debris in my blast furnace, so I'm going to actually cook these down, or smelt them rather, and get myself some netherite scrap. And with 4 of these and 4 pieces of gold, as you can see right here, we've got ourselves a netherite ingot. Okay, that's looking pretty cool. So I've got over here a fortune pickaxe with mending on it, which I want to turn into a netherite pickaxe. And that's it. It looks like I've got myself my very first netherite pickaxe, so that is looking pretty cool. And in terms of the rest of the stuff, which I'm probably going to turn into netherite tools, I'm probably going to have to wait until I get mending on some of this stuff before I actually use netherite on it. Yeah, so I think I'm going to make some super OP armor and some super OP tools with all of the highest enchantments first, and then I'm actually going to go and make them all into netherite tools, because there's no point of making a netherite tool when it's not the sort of highest enchantments that you can get, I think. Well, there is some point, I guess you can argue, but I think I'm going to wait until I get mending on all of these and make them all efficiency 5 tools as well. So we've only got one thing left to do in this episode, which is to go over to this rail network which you see right here and actually update it. Now this update has been very long overdue indeed, and it's very necessary, because every time I go and travel to my new XP farm, and while I was actually building that thing, it was a complete nightmare getting across, because it's really slow to use the existing rail minecart system, even though it is fully powered rails. And it's much faster to actually use my horse. So I used to take my horse on top of the original rail which you see there, and it just used to be a really jittery, horrible ride with all of the cobblestone walls being in the way. And so I figured I could actually get rid of all of those cobblestone walls and create a new kind of platform on top of the existing railway, so that I could actually take my horse across there really easily. Now, not only does this look really cool visually, but it's also a really huge functional improvement, as you can tell, and it's going to be much quicker to get to these different areas of the base, which are quite far away from my home hub, if you like. And so you may be wondering why I actually chose to use a horse path rather than any other method of travel, because that's definitely not the fastest way to get around in Minecraft, but it's actually just a temporary thing. When I actually get my hands on a large quantity of blue ice, which I'm looking to do in the near future, I can go and put in that blue ice into the platform that you see me building there, and I can actually put some glass panes on either side, and that will let me have a really super fast boat path on top of all of those platforms. And here you only see me working on one of these minecart railways, but I actually have 2 of these. Another one leads towards the spawn chunks, which I'm just going to do off camera, because I'm guessing you don't like watching lots and lots of block placing, which is quite repetitive. And with the design, I was mainly going for a kind of a fortified kind of theme with crenellations and things like that on the top of the actual platform there. And that is kind of what I'm going for this whole area in the future. But anyway guys, that's it from me for today. If you really did like this video, then please be sure to leave a like and maybe even a comment, and also feel free to subscribe as always. But thanks for watching guys, and I'll see you in the next one.